All right, so how do we do Googling? I'm doing this video because of a few friends and then a few colleagues that I have realized. People sometimes will call you and they ask for an information which you think that they can easily just use Google to get the information right. But perhaps some people don't know how to actually get the information. Because when you Google and you don't Google the things in the best way, you're not going to get any you're going to get a lot of information that will frustrate you actually trying to get the specific information. So what are the various ways through which you can Google? I've put together this because of that to just help friends. All right, so I'm saying that how do we Google? Let's go to the first one. Now, when you want to Google and then you are looking for an exact information, you want exact information in exact order, use quotation marks. For example, I want to search for an information on a particular bacterium called Mycobacterium fortuitum. So I can simply, and I want it in that pattern. I want the first word or the first name Mycobacterium, the second name fortuitum. I want any information that is in that order, in exactitude. So you use the quotation marks. So when you're going to Google, put that in quotation marks like this, and then when you Google, you have no problem. That's the first one. So the second, you can use dash. The dash will exclude any information after the word. All right. So for instance, I want to Google my name, Bigba Bright, but I want only any information that contains Bigba, but not Bright. So I'll say Bigba, then I'll put dash Bright. So I'm simply telling Google that bring anything that is Bigba, but if that Bigba has Bright attached to it, exclude the Bright. We don't want anything that. So you actually exclude the other particular word right after the one that you are looking for. For example, again, like Mycobacterium fortuitum, but I want only Mycobacterium. I don't want the species name fortuitum. So I'll just put Mycobacterium dash fortuitum. So if I Google, it will only return anything that contains Mycobacterium, but no fortuitum will be attached. And that's how it is. Now, the third one. So we can also use tilde. Tilde can be found on top of the tab key. You can use it together, or you can press shift and then you press that particular key or the ASCII, and then you are able to get tilde. What does tilde do? Tilde only return the meaning of the word you are Googling. For instance, if I Google Bigba and I add tilde and bright, it will only give me Bigba and then the meaning of bright. All right. So for instance, I'm saying NDC tilde treachery. I am only saying that give me NDC, but give me the meaning of the word treachery and attach it to NDC. So it will return NDC betrayal. For instance, if I say Samsung tilde cheap, I am simply saying that Google return any information that contains Samsung and then the meaning of the word cheap. So it will return Samsung inexpensive. So it will return every information that, and then that is how we are able to Google for the right information. Number 4, cite. Cite means sometimes when you Google for a specific information, let's say Bigba Bright, my name, you are going to get 1001 Bigba Bright because there are several websites that contains information of Bigba Bright. So, but let's say that I'm not looking for every single Bigba Bright in all the website. I want it on a specific website. So when you mention that terminology, then you say site, column, and then you indicate in which particular site am I searching for Bigba Bright. This is very significant. So I'm looking for Bigba Bright, knust.edu.gh. That's the website in which I am looking for. So Google will only look for the database or the website of KNUST and pick out any information that has Bigba Bright in it. And then that is how it is. You can also search for, let's say, you want any information that contains or which is found on the website of Ghana Immigration Service. So you Google the person's name, site as the website. Okay. Number 5, in programming or most of computer it means or alright, you have ampersand, you have that one day. For instance, I am searching for information differences. I don't have to go and come and go for another website. For example, or I can say Apple, the vertical by Microsoft. So yeah, I'm simply saying that Apple and then or Microsoft. So it will just give you information back. The two periods, what they do is they simply you use it when you are dealing with dates or prices. For instance, the best investor in Africa, maybe which year, maybe between 2012 and 2023. So what do? I will just Google best investor in Africa 2012 2023. I'm simply saying that within this particular period, which was the best investor in Africa, Google will return that information to you. Or I want MacBook and then $500 $900. So I want any MacBook, a category of MacBook, which prices fall within this particular range of prices. And then Google will return a whole lot of MacBook, which prices fall within this. Then you choose the one you want. Okay. Then location. Location sometimes is a little bit closer to site. But the difference is that with site, you are looking at it in website. But location, you are looking at it in places. For instance, you want to Google Nanado. Maybe there is an Nanado in Togo, Nanado in Ivory Coast or whatsoever. But you can say Nanado, Ghana. So what do you say? You say Nanado. Then you add location and say Ghana. Then it will only look for Nanado or the Nanado in Ghana. For instance, you can Google my name, Big Bab Bright, and say location, column, Nadio number 2. You are simply saying that I'm looking for Big Bab Bright, but I'm looking for that information found in this particular location, Nadio number 2. So it will look for Big Bab Bright only in that particular location. So Google will search for any information within Nadio number 2 that is Big Bab Bright, and it will return that information to you. So you use location to specifically know the person you are looking for, and then so it allows your search to be much more specific. Now we check another number 8, file type. There are instances you Google for information and you want the information to come back to you in a particular file format. It can be Microsoft document, it can be PDF, it can be HTML, it can be PowerPoint, it can be Excel, it can be anything. So you have to specify the kind of information you are looking for. For instance, I just Google, let's say Helicobacter pylori. I can add file type, then I say PPT. I'm saying that I'm looking for information about Helicobacter pylori, but I want it in a PowerPoint format. So it will simply return information about Helicobacter pylori in PowerPoint. If I put PDF, it will give me the information on PDF. If I DOC, that's document, it will give me Microsoft document. So the file type specify the kind of file you want the information to come with. So Google will return the information accordingly. Number 9, the use of wildcards. Wildcards. Now this star here, I use this star so frequently, all the time. Especially if you are somebody into programming and stuff, you know that there are instances you want to direct your code to a particular folder, and that folder contains a lot of information. I mean, how are you going to specify all those information? No, what you use the wildcards to say that anything that has a file which we call file extension. So if I put star and I add anything to it, it means that anything that ends with that particular thing, bring it out. For instance, it returns the results of anything that ends with the term after the wildcard. So if I put star, for instance, the first example is, let's say there, and I put the wildcard here of Parliament. I am saying that Google, check in your database, anything that ends with of Parliament, then bring it out. Google will return any information which ends with of Parliament. What that ends with of Parliament. So it can retain information like the rule of Parliament, the use of Parliament, the function of Parliament, the rules of Parliament. So let's say you wanted all this, you wanted to Google and know the rule of Parliament, you wanted to know the use of Parliament, you wanted to know the function of Parliament, you wanted to know the rules of Parliament. You can't Google for all these things one after the other. So what you normally do is you just Google there, then you put the star there of Parliament. So anything that ends with of Parliament, Google will bring it out, and then you are good to go. These are the easiest way to do Googling. Now, you can also combine most of the tips I have just given. I mean, there are other ones you can combine too. You can combine or and. You can combine any of them that you want to specify the way you want it. So, apart from the 9 that I have given, there are also other terminologies you can also use when you are doing your search, like related, after, or before. But in any of this, if you want to use any of these terminologies to be able to search for any information on Google, make sure that this word always come before you say related, then you put colon. The letter has to be in capital letters. If it is after, it has to be in capital letter. Before capital letter, you put colon and add whatever that you want it to come before or after or whatsoever, and then you are able to do whatever or Google exactly what you want. I think this is just a way to help all friends who find it very difficult to be able to do Googling and then get the right information as you require it. It's very easy. You can always use Google and get exactly the information you want. This video is always available, and you can always look for it anytime you want, and then you go through it once again. Thank you very much. I said that I was doing this specifically for friends who keep asking questions as to what is this, what is that. You can easily get it. For instance, you can say school fees, and then you specify the site, knust.edu, or you can say Department of Biology. Then where do you want the Department of Biology? If you want it in KNUST, you can say KNUST. If you want it KNUST University of Ghana, you say KNUST, then the vertical bar, then University of Ghana. It will give you any information about Department of Biology in the two places. You can just use this video and then now apply your own, intrinsic knowledge, and then you are able to go. And then that is how we are able to Google and get exactly the information that we wanted. Thank you very much. As usual, my name is Big But Bright, and it's always a pleasure doing this. Thank you. Bye-bye. And don't forget to share with friends, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.